Okay, Lethal Weapon and Taken are very similar in the sense that they are television series made of major films, which is
Good.
tending to be a bit of a trend in America now. Does it suggest perhaps they're running out of ideas? I don't know. Or
Yes.
First of all, let's just quickly recap Lethal Weapon for those that are completely unaware of it. It's very basically a buddy cop show. Riggs, who was played by Mel Gibson in the original film, is the actual lethal weapon. He's an ex-Navy SEAL.
Is this in the film as well? Or just
pretty much the same plot as the film. There might be a few differences.
I've not seen the film.
Yeah, I've seen the film. He's basically sort of a little bit suicidal. His wife has died recently in a crash when she was pregnant, and he's basically very down on his luck and drinking a lot, and he's kind of very much on edge. So in the opening scenes in the TV show, he manages to avert a bank heist by basically just walking into the middle of the heist with all guns pointing at him. He's kind of got a bit of a death wish. The other character is Murtaugh, who in the film is
Murtaugh.
Oh well, there's various ways of pronouncing it.
I think it's Murtaugh.
Thank you. And in the films, again, he's played by rats, I've forgotten his name.
Danny Glover.
Thank you very much. And in the TV series, it's kind of a watered-down version, but he's a
Damon Wayans.
I thought I recognised him. Well done. It was a Wayans. So the basic premise of this first episode is them investigating a murder up on the Hollywood Hills. It looks made to look like a suicide, but they, through their sort of partnership and unusual ways of doing things, realised that it wasn't. The episode moves along at a lightningly fast pace, and you get an awful lot crammed into this first pilot episode, including some sort of very crazy scenes, some sort of outrageous stunts and stuff. The antithesis to that really is this idea of Taken, which is on Amazon, and again you get new episodes every week. I've not seen the Taken film, but I think anybody can quote the Liam Neeson "I will find you and I will track you down." The lead character has about the amount of charisma as probably Liam Neeson's left toe. I think they've done it slightly differently to the film. In my understanding of the film, it's his daughter that gets kidnapped. Yeah.
Well, I think it's meant to be a prequel. This is the character of Brian Mills. It's his sort of origin story.
But basically, he was a DEA agent who was involved in capturing and then unfortunately killing a drug lord's son. And his sister gets killed in a revenge hit, tit for tat. You killed my son, I killed your sister. The main character then sort of goes on the run. He's double-crossed by an old DEA agent. There's another government agency that's watching him the whole time in the whole idea of drawing out this drug lord.
Including Jennifer Beals from Flashdance, who I feel should have put her dungarees on at some point and been covered in water. That would have perked this up a bit.
For those of you that remember that scene. It moves very slowly. Although there's a lot that's going on, the idea that they're watching him is the plot device that allows them to talk about him. It's the way they get to
exposition
going on. Yeah, the exposition. I don't know that it really works. And the whole episode is really a build-up to the end where Jennifer Beals' character invites him to join their unit in order to catch criminals.
I think to do a adaptation TV of a movie, you've got to get what people liked about the movie the first time round. And I think with Lethal Weapon, they sort of got that, the sort of fast-paced action. I think the chemistry between Damon Wayans and the actor is Clayne Crawford, who plays...
Never seen him before.
No.
He's in Rectify, which I love. But
I've not seen that.
And I think the best scenes in Lethal Weapon are probably when it's just those two on the screen talking. I like the scene of them together at Murtaugh's house, when his family meeting for the first time. And
yeah,
for the most part, as you said, it ricketed along nicely. I was never bored. Whereas with Taken, I was really done.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Taken, I think that the reason people took to Taken was that it was silly, and it was sort of, again, the pace was quite fast, I believe. People found it funny, even though because it took itself too seriously. But it had a lot of action. Here, it was very slow paced. I think the difference is that there's no charisma in the performances in Taken either. Liam Neeson is a very charismatic performer, and this Clive Standen is like a plank of wood. That might be derogatory to some planks of wood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be quite dull and say I agree wholeheartedly with Matt. Really, I don't.
Yeah.
I found Lethal Weapon to be. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I found myself drawn in. I thought it was easy.
Sorry, Luke, just to cut over you. I think Friday night on ITV is a good place to have this as well.
Yeah,
it feels like a good slot for it.
I quite enjoyed it. I tried not to go in with preconceptions. I didn't really want to watch it, and I wouldn't have watched it had we not been talking about it for the podcast. But I didn't mind it, and it wasn't a slog. It was quite easy. Would I watch any more? Probably not. But I enjoyed the pilot. I thought it went by. Taken. I thought about attacking Gary after watching Taken.
Really? Yeah. No. I didn't know much about this.
Parts of watching Taken, I wasn't watching Taken. I was visualising how I was going to verbally abuse you for making me watch it.
Yeah.
I just found it completely devoid of anything to care about. I didn't mind the sister character, but of course she died.
Yeah, she goes very quickly. Nothing in that first episode made me want to watch anymore.
The response in the US to Lethal Weapon, although you say it's been renewed, I think that what they've done wrong is if they'd have just done this as a buddy comedy, crime comedy with a different title, it might get more attention because the people are just thinking, oh, it's Lethal Weapon, I've seen that, I don't need to see a TV remake. So it's kind of been forgotten about already.
Do you think that's the problem then with these films? I think part of the thing that they do adapt films is because you've got the inbuilt brand there, but do you think there are people who go, well, I've seen the film, I don't want to see a TV series of it as well.
Also, as well, hasn't there? There's been about 3 Lethal Weapons, maybe 4.